Hello, it's Miriam from Tangent Martyroscopes, and today I am doing a walkthrough comparison video and sharing of my thoughts on Illuminated Playing Cards. So I got these recently, and I used them for a reading at that point, but never got around to completing this video. I shot one and it had no sound, blah, blah, blah. Here we are doing it again. Yeah, so let's get started. Woohoo! So this is such a neat deck. It has two complete decks in it. So they're the 52 regular playing cards, and then the 22 major arcana are incorporated into the minors in this really interesting way. So the reason there are two decks is because the guidebook comes with instructions for various playing card games. Some of them use two decks, so how neat. I wanted to play those with my kids. And the other side of the pamphlet has the tarot meanings. So very neat, nice and to the point guidebook. But yeah, let's get right into the cards. So you'll look at the Fools are the Jokers, although it does have number 0 on it, and it's done as a monkey, which I love because the Fool is all about releasing your expectations, accessing your curiosity, and having fun with a new journey that you've started. So, love it. Now, the Magician is associated with the King of Wands, which I also love. Because the King of Wands is the master of his passion, the master of his own energy, and he has his giant wand staff. And I like that they did the King of Wands / Magician as a lion, because I do associate the kings with the fixed astrological signs. So the King of Wands would be Leo energy. Amazing. Beautiful. So the High Priestess. They associate the High Priestess with the Two of Pentacles, which I find kind of interesting because the High Priestess is very watery. She's associated with the moon astrologically. And so I don't really associate her much with Earth, although I do associate her with finding balance through listening to your intuition. And the Two of Pentacles is very much about finding balance. And I do like the Earth spin because I associate the High Priestess with Persephone energy. And yeah, we're coming up on the time of the year where Persephone descends into the underworld to be with Hades. So technically she is earthy, down to earth, the flower maiden, the queen of the underworld, all that. Now the Empress. They associate the Empress with the Queen of Hearts, the Queen of Cups. So I find that interesting. I usually associate the Empress more with Queen of Pentacles energy. But sure, she could be a Queen of Cups because the Queen of Cups is the gentle, loving mother, the woman connected with her nature, again, her intuition. And yeah, look at this beautiful, abundant Empress. Wow, with her little Venus tattoo to let you know which one she is. Yay. So the Emperor, they associate the Emperor with the King of Swords. I find that an interesting association because the Emperor card is associated with Aries energy, which is a fire sign. But the Emperor is very much about gaining control, getting a grip, enforcing structures. And that's exactly what the King of Swords is about having a perfect grip on your patterns of thought and action. And as such, being in control of your life. So there is the Emperor King of Swords as a beautiful ram with big patterny outfit. Yeah. So the Hierophant. They associate the Hierophant with the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Diamonds, which I actually love. The Five of Pentacles is the card of really having hit a low point, but the traditional representation shows the beggar type person outside of a church. And the Hierophant is very much about the institution. So it can be the church, it can be the university, but one way or another, when you're in the space of the Five of Pentacles, it's time to turn to a larger institution to receive support. So I like that. Good association, Jack. So the Lovers is the Six of Cups. I found that an interesting one because the Six of Cups is about nostalgia, but it can be about sort of listening to your inner child to make choices that bring the energy that you want into your life. And so that's exactly what the Lovers is about. More than anything, it's about choice, the choices that define and reflect you. So we have our face reflected here, our lovely Lovers, with all the bouquets of flowers and cups filled with flowers that the traditional Rider-Waite Six of Cups has. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. So the Chariot, this is another interesting one. They associated the Chariot with the Seven of Swords. Now, this one really, I had to wrap my mind around because the Chariot is one of my birth cards, and the Seven of Swords is one of the cards that I have had the toughest time with in the past. Because the Seven of Swords is very much about having to be honest with yourself, realizing what you can control and what you can't. And that is actually very aligned with Chariot energy, because the Chariot is about stepping into your will, harnessing your desires, realizing that you are in control of your personal trajectory at all times. And yeah, so persevere with your thoughts, I guess. Seven of Swords, Chariot. Now, Strength is the Ace of Wands, and I love that. Yay! So we've got our big lion holding a wand in its mouth. Because, yeah, the Ace of Wands is the card of the spark of inspiration. And so with this correlation, yeah, you're inspired to tap into your own strength and to, yeah, take everything on as a result. Woohoo! The Nine of Pentacles is the Hermit, and I love that. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the astrological association for the actual Nine of Pentacles, but it is Virgo energy. And yeah, they did the Hermit as a big mollusk here. But the Nine of Pentacles is the card of the independent woman. It shows a person in their like secret garden, totally vibing on the life they've built for themselves. And yeah, here's our mollusk in its perfect shell for it, in an octopus garden. The Wheel of Fortune is the Ten of Cups, and I love that as well. The Ten of Cups is the card of feeling emotionally complete. It usually shows a family in a happy, simple green field with their little house in the background and a rainbow and stuff. And yeah, on this one, it's very much the emphasis is on the wheel, but it's a beautiful, like, astrological wheel. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck, I think. So beautiful. Perfect. Oh yeah, because the Wheel of Fortune is about, yeah, fortune turning in your favor. And so allowing you to feel emotionally satisfied as a result. Yay! Now, Justice is the Eight of Swords, which I find so interesting. Because the Eight of Swords is the card of needing to realize that you are more in control of your life than it feels, having to sort of rip off the Band-Aid and free yourself from a trap that could be kind of your own making. 8 is the number of work. Swords is the suit of patterns of thought and action. So when the 8 of Swords comes up, it's time to work on your patterns of thought and action. But that works really well with Justice, because Justice is about doing the right thing. So, yeah. Realizing where you've been trapped in the past, making good choices to free yourself. Yeah, so on to the Hanged Man. They associated the Hanged Man with the Two of Swords, which originally I would have thought was more sort of justice-oriented, because the Two of Swords is about closing yourself off to make a decision. So that's actually very much aligned with the Hanged Man's energy, because the Hanged Man is about taking like a sacred pause to go really deep in order to receive the inspiration you need to proceed. So I actually love that. Yay. Let's see. Oh, this is one of my favorite cards. They associated the Death card with the Four of Swords, which was like an amazing revelation for me when I got this deck, because I was actually getting ready to work on my own Four of Swords card, which I'm still in the process of inking. But yeah, they did the Four of Swords as a big death skull. Beautiful, because the Four of Swords is the card of coming to a full stop so you can process past pain. And the Death card is about a major transition out of the past and into the future. So, beautiful association and beautiful card. Mm-hmm. My sweet woman. I love her. Yay. So next we have Temperance. This is such a lovely one. And they associate it with the Two of Cups, which I find kind of strange. Temperance is associated with Sagittarius energy, which is actually very independent and free and doesn't want anything to hold it down. Although that could be very much an energy of self-love, which is often one of the things that's indicated when the Two of Cups comes up. But the Two of Cups is the main card of love relationships in the entire deck. And I can see why they chose Temperance for that, because it shows the angel pouring water from one cup to the other. So yeah, this card is very much about flow, whether it's between yourself and another or just between your mind and body, etc. Yeah, but it's really lovely. Look at it. Yay. So the next card is the Devil. And they associated the Devil with the Five of Wands, which I love. The Five of Wands is the card of a sort of passion-related struggle, finding it hard to meet eye to eye. And the Devil can be an energy of finding it hard to meet eye to eye with yourself because you're so ensconced in a particular pattern of control. So that could be addiction, or that could be sort of the ego wanting its way, because the Devil is also a card of career, which the Suit of Wands so neatly covers. But yeah, the Devil and the Five of Wands is a really good association, I think. So next we have the Tower is the Six of Wands, and I found this one really interesting. The Tower is my other birth card, and the Six of Wands is actually one of my favorite cards in the whole deck, because the Six of Wands is the card of recognition, of having come through a battle and really having come out on top. So I find that interesting with the Tower, because when the Tower comes up, it represents a major structure in your life falling, forcing you to recognize the way forward and the fact that you have actually been released from a rather heavy burden. So you are now free to seek the sort of love and community that you have been seeking for yourself but couldn't quite achieve. Because yeah, Tower moments tend to be the universe stepping in to get rid of something that you had kind of been clinging too tightly to. So really interesting association there, though. The Tower is also associated with Mars, so I love that it's in the fire suit of Wands and clubs. But yeah, really lovely image there too. Very cool. Love it. So the Star is the Seven of Pentacles, and I find that another sort of thinker, because the Seven of Pentacles is the card of like the sort of boring grunt work that keeps the world turning, having to do chores, having to like sort out bills and paperwork and like, yeah, super mundane stuff. Whereas the Star is the card of hope and inspiration and finding the light in the darkness. And so bending my mind around those two, it's like kind of, yeah, once you allow yourself to see that taking care of all that boring stuff really does clear the way for your hopes and inspirations to take center stage, it really makes a lot more sense. I love that. Yay. Now, the Moon is the Eight of Cups, and I love that because usually there's actually is a moon on the Eight of Cups card. But the Eight of Cups is about leaving behind what has overwhelmed you emotionally, and sometimes actually turning your focus towards accessing your vocational calling, something that you can't ignore. And so the Moon is the card of illusions, of emotions, but also of like past stuff coming up for review. So that's an interesting correlation, because when the Eight of Cups comes up, it's like something that has been tugging at you, you can't ignore it anymore. You need to review the direction that it's taking you in. So very cool. Now the Sun card is the Nine of Wands, and that was another thinker for me, because the Sun card is like the ultimate positive card. Whoa, you're shining, you are fully in passionate action, you're leaving behind what once held you back. And the Nine of Wands is the card of having come through a really sudden change and being in a space of healing and setting appropriate boundaries to protect your progress. So where the Sun is about transcending boundaries and the Nine of Wands is about setting them, yeah, this is an interesting one. This is probably the one I had to wrap my mind around the most. But it's also about healing your energy. And so the Sun card finds you with your energy fully healed and ready to move forward. So interesting. Now, Judgment is the Ten of Swords, and I really love that. We've got a great big rooster here crowing the calling that you've heard. Yeah, because the Judgment card is about rising up to your calling. Again, pressure from the universe that you can no longer ignore. You have to steer things in a new direction. And the Ten of Swords is the card of, yeah, realizing you've been beating a dead horse and it's really time to cut out a particular pattern of thought and action in favor of moving forward to that bright new horizon. Wow. That is a perfect one, I think. And now finally, the World is the Ace of Pentacles. Ah, the blessing from the universe. So the blessing inherent in the World card is that you have reached the end of a difficult cycle and everything has fallen into place for you to move forward and step into the next cycle, back into full mode. So exciting. The World card is associated with Saturn energy, which I would say is very earthy. So I love that it is the Ace of Pentacles, which is the suit of diamonds and associated with earth energy. Beautiful. Yeah, so the rest of the deck, they're really gorgeous. Oh, Clover fell asleep. What a sweetheart. I'll quickly flip through to show you the sort of contrast between the cards. These are the King of Pentacles. These are the Five of Cups. Yeah, the interesting use of, it's actually navy blue, gold, cream, and white. The color palette on these is just beyond gorgeous. It's based on the Illuminated Tarot, which is a full color version of this deck. I'm interested in getting that one now, but this is the Two of Wands. I love that it's two people because I often see that one as being another relationship card, like a sort of twin flame energy almost. There's the Four of Wands, super beautiful, super standard with the wedding arch there. The Three of Wands is like a little like teepee with like tools and stuff. Really interesting. The Eight of Wands is like a bird making its nest. The Nine of Swords. I love that I'm going to find the Three of Swords here too. The Nine and Three of Swords are super gentle in this deck. I really like them. These would be a really good deck, or a really good deck for like a child to get into tarot almost, even though it's a little bit more of a mind bender than a standard tarot deck would be. That was the Nine of Swords. So somebody waking up, being unable to sleep because they're falling on swords. Oh no, poke, poke. Oh, the Seven of Wands is one of my favorites from the entire deck. So it's two beavers working together. And I find that an interesting spin on the Seven of Wands because usually the Seven of Wands is about like standing your ground and persevering for what you know is right, no matter what anyone says. But this is a much more like teamwork energy. So I see that as being like, yeah, coming together to like build the world you want to be living in. Beautiful. The Queen of Wands with her lovely cats. She's a lioness to match the King of Wands magician. The Page of Pentacles is the Jack of Pentacles. And I guess this is kind of the Knight of Pentacles as well. There are no knights. It's Jack, Queen, and King. But she's a lovely little student. Clover's my Page of Pentacles. The Queen of Swords. Major Joan of Arc vibes. Beautiful. The Three of Cups, yay, drinking together. And that's a really nice one that shows the different contrast in the color uses. The Ten of Wands, you're carrying a big load in your cloche cap. Perfect. The Six of Swords is another of my favorites. So there you go, you're leaving. You've still got some baggage, but you're healing. You're headed towards a sunnier shore. The Page of Cups, I love the Pisces vibe there because I do associate the pages with, or the knights more with the mutable astrological signs. The Queen of Pentacles, and there she is. She's very empressy as well. Look at all her, like, I don't know, tattoos and stuff. Very lush. The Nine of Cups, pretty standard, but again, nice contrast between the different use of color on those ones. The Page / Knight of Swords. They have like cards in their hands, which is interesting. Yeah, I'm going to dig out the Five of Swords now. Here it is. Bear with me. Yeah, I love that the Five of Swords, which is usually representative of a battle, actually shows a card game. It's really interesting. Holding your cards to your chest or playing the appropriate hand. The Four of Pentacles is so funny with our guy, our miser, peeking out the window. He's in his house. He's got everything he needs. The Three of Pentacles, classic representation of teamwork. They're building stained glass windows together. Perfect. The Six of Pentacles is a feast. So that's really cool because the Six of Pentacles is the card of receiving exactly what you need. It's the step after the Five of Pentacles. So you're back in a space of abundance. You're giving or receiving, whichever you are able to do at the time. The Seven of Cups, another pretty standard one with our representations of the 7 planets, the 7 classical planets in each cup. But again, lovely use of the different contrasts. The Ace of Cups, ultra standard, ultra beautiful. Ace of Swords, equally ultra standard, ultra beautiful. The Four of Cups, I really like this one too, even though they actually are really similar in look. So I had to like check the backs to see which one's from which deck. Oh, you can sort of tell because of the navy background on that one. But yeah, there's the 3 cups that you're not that inspired by, and then the 4th one being offered by the universe. So much more flowering out of it. Wowie. The Eight of Pentacles is one of my ultimate favorites in the deck. This is the card of hard work, but the work that you love to do, and it's beautiful hands working on a quilt. Perfect. The Page of Wands, Knight of Wands. This is the card that I associate with my babies because they're all very fiery little people. But it's cats! Yay! And I also have lots of cats. The King of Cups is a lovely like fisherman merman with like octopus tentacles. But this is another one of my favorite uses of the contrasting colors. This one reminds me of my best friend Amanda because she loves old men. Love you, Amanda. And finally, the Ten of Pentacles, another really beautiful differing contrast, but it very traditionally shows the family. Lovely. And so that's the whole deck. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to subscribe, like the video, leave a comment with your thoughts. And yeah, if you're interested in a private reading with me, you can check out my Etsy shop. The link will be below. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram. The links to those will be below as well. And yeah, that's it for today. Until next time, keep your hearts open, keep your eyes on the skies, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.